If you're getting close to retirement, there's a good chance you're spending a lot of energy worrying about things you have absolutely no control over. What the market's going to do next year, where inflation lands, whether interest rates go up or down, how long you're going to live. And here's the uncomfortable truth. You can't control a single one of those, and they're exactly what most people lie awake thinking about. But the outcome of your retirement is driven far more by a handful of things you can control. Once you know what those are, most of the worry has nowhere left to go. And if what you'd really like is someone to help you work out which of these levers matters most in your situation, that's what I do. There's a link below. But let me show you the difference this shift makes first. I've worked in financial planning since 2008, and if there's one thing I see hold people back more than any market ever has, it's this. They pour all their worry into the things they can't touch, and almost none into the things they can. Think about the last time the market had a bad month. The news gets loud, your balance dips, and it's almost impossible not to sit there refreshing it, feeling like you should be doing something. But here's the thing about all of that. None of it is yours to decide. You didn't set interest rates, you can't move inflation, you have no say in what the market does on any given Tuesday. And you certainly can't know how long your retirement's going to last. So when you spend your energy there, you're paying a real cost, in sleep, in stress, and often in bad decisions made at exactly the wrong moment. The person who panics and sells when the market's down didn't lose money to the market, they lost it to the worry. Now, here's the part that should take the pressure off. The thing that actually decides how your retirement goes are mostly the things you can control. How much you spend, how your money's structured, the mix between growth and safety when you actually stop working, how you draw your income, and whether you get good advice or try to guess it alone. Every one of those is a decision, not a force of nature, and collectively they matter more to how your retirement turns out than anything the market's going to do. Let me give you a concrete one. Two people retire the same year, same balance, same market. One draws their income in a way that leaves them exposed if the first few years go badly. The other structures it so a downturn early on doesn't sink the plan. Same market for both, completely different outcome. Not because of luck, because of a decision. That's the whole point. The market gets the headlines, but the structure, the thing you can control, is what quietly decides whether the money lasts. So what do you do with this? You stop spending your energy on the forecast, the news, the things you are never going to move, and you put it into the handful of decisions that are genuinely yours. Because here's what happens when you make that shift. The uncertainty doesn't go away. The market's still going to do what it does, but it stops being your problem to solve. You've done your part by controlling what you can, and you can let the rest be what it is. That's not giving up, it's the opposite. It's putting your effort where it actually changes the result and refusing to lose sleep over the parts that were never up to you. The people I see retire with real confidence aren't the ones who guessed the market right. They're the ones who controlled what they could and made peace with the rest. So, control the controllables. The market, inflation, rates, how long you live. Let those be what they are. Your spending, your structure, your timing, your advice. That's where the real work is. And it's all yours to decide. Get that right, and the things you can't control matter a whole lot less than you think. This is general in nature, so it's important to consider your own situation, because which levers matter most would be different for everyone. Now, one of the biggest things you can control is how you actually spend over a long retirement. But most people picture that spending as one flat number for the next 30 years. And the reality is nothing like that. Get the shape of it wrong, and it can quietly undo the whole plan. That's what this next video is about. If you'd like help working out which of these levers matters most for you and getting them set up properly, I work with Australians approaching retirement in exactly that position. You can find details below.